All right, welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport blog video update. I'm Jeff Fleming, Assistant City Manager for Development here in Kingsport. First on the agenda is the Border Region Retail Tourism District. You may have heard about the acreage that Stuart Taylor has assembled at Interstate 81 and I-26. It is about 950 total acres, which about half is owned by Stuart. And we're working very diligently to develop that area. The state of Tennessee has put a special legislation in that will help make that site competitive with surrounding states that have lower sales tax rates. So we're looking to do retailers at that location that would be unique within the Northeast Tennessee region. So special provisions are in place so that existing retailers cannot relocate from one part of town or another part of the Tri-Cities to this location without expanding by about 35% in their square footage. So that will hopefully encourage new growth and not just relocation. So that continues to move forward, and we'll see where that goes in the very near future. On the Move to Kingsport front, it's 10 months year to date in our fiscal year, which starts July 1st of 2011. We have had 1,119 new families that have moved to Kingsport. The net difference is 472 over the 7-year period that we've been working on the program. So while people move in, of course, people also move out. So the net difference is 472. And what I often say is that we're not growing too fast, we're not declining, we're in that very secure spot in the middle that's very stable, that will continue to reinforce all the positive attributes that we come to expect here in Kingsport, but also welcome new neighbors at a reasonable pace. The annual economic impact at $25,000 per person is 2.3 persons per family times 472 families would give you $27.1 million in annual impact. So that's one of our non-traditional economic development initiatives, and it continues to pay great dividends for our city. Comparing this year to date to the prior years to date in the program, out-of-state relocation continues to be up 12%, which in many places the economy is really declining. So it's good to see that out-of-state relocations are still positive and have been positive the entire time here in Kingsport. This year to date, we're accustomed to seeing the usual cast of characters, which is number one, of course, is Virginia because of our proximity to Virginia. Number two, Florida, North Carolina, Kentucky, Texas. But tied for 6th are California, Georgia, Michigan, New York, and Ohio. So there's a great diversity of people that are moving to Kingsport. Just recently I was at the chamber and a couple of guys walked in and I was there for another meeting and just happened to be able to intercept them. One was from Houston, Texas, and the other from Findlay, Ohio, and it was a Friday morning. They ended up staying all weekend and came back and met with me on Monday morning, and they sent a really nice follow-up email when they got home, and they said, y'all do a good job of selling Kingsport, but you don't even come close to telling it how it really is as far as the hidden gem that you have here. It's just really phenomenal. And little things like they said they drove downtown on Friday night and they saw a group of teenage girls walking down the street, and they said they weren't afraid to be out at that time of night. So some of the things that we just take for granted, people see as really special. I asked them how they found Kingsport, why they chose here. They had family in Philadelphia and also family in Florida. So they were looking for a place in between, and they were looking for a place that was very favorable as far as cost of living and from the tax structure. So again, many reasons to move to Kingsport. Another fact to point out, there are more people moving from the Johnson City Gray area to Kingsport than vice versa. I think that a lot of people have the misconception that many people are moving to Gray, and there are many people moving to Gray, but there are statistically more people moving from that area to Kingsport than vice versa. And Bristol, Tennessee is the overall top activity as far as folks moving to Kingsport. So Bristol continues to be our #1 donor city and has been for some time. Outside the state of Tennessee, the top metros moving to Kingsport are Tampa Bay, Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, Western Maryland, Atlanta, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, and New York and Northern New Jersey. So again, it's a very diverse population. It's not all from one direction or the other. Recently, we've begun supporting human resources departments with corporations throughout the community who are recruiting employees to come and work in Kingsport. And so while the candidate is interviewing for a job, they bring them to us for about 30 to 45 minutes, and we sell them on the concept of living in our community and help them understand what amenities are available. So if you are an HR manager, or if you know someone in your company that's trying to impress someone about the possibility of living in Kingsport, please give us a call at the Chamber, and we'll be happy to walk you through that program. We also offer bus tours. We're doing one every Tuesday with a group of employees that are coming in for Eastman, and so we kind of have that down to a science, and we can replicate that for your individual as well. Retail sales tax continues to be the best it has been in 7 years, so we continue to see very positive progress on the retail sales front. At the Economic Development Board, the Ward's Feed Store property has been secured by the City of Kingsport now, both obviously the Netherland Inn property, which now has the roundabout, as well as the Revere Street property. Ward's will be moving in the near future to a new location on the corner of Main and Wexler and building a new facility. So we look forward to seeing that new facility, which will continue the family tradition that Ward's has established, but it will also give Kingsport the opportunity to expand the academic village at such time as that becomes necessary. The Economic Development Board has been approached by the mayor to consider purchasing the Bray property, which is about 5 acres in the downtown area. That would help the Model City Coalition initiatives, which is to attract housing in the downtown area. So we're actively recruiting potential developers for that property and trying to secure the property from the family. So that those negotiations continue. But when that story did break in the newspaper, we now have had substantial traffic with other folks across town that are interested in building new apartment housing. So one of the most frequent complaints that we have received recently is that our current options when it comes to temporary housing just aren't as strong as our neighboring city. So we want to get folks here on a temporary basis when they first move to town, so that they'll become acclimated to the community and then hopefully buy and settle down here in Kingsport. On the retail front, which is a sub shop, has secured their building permit for the Kingsport Pavilion. I know that's been one of my most frequently asked questions recently, so we should see some activity out there and opening real soon. The Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, which is going in the old Metro Lincoln Mercury. If you haven't been by there recently, it's been scraped to the ground. They're going to be building a brand new facility there, and it'll provide us an opportunity to add to the already diverse auto mix on Stone Drive. The theater at Kingsport Town Center, Frank Theaters, which is a very strong group out of from Miami to Pennsylvania. They have numerous locations. Plans to build a new wing, if you will, off of the mall, and it will have stadium seat theaters, and then they will take the old theaters, which are in the basement level, and convert it into an entertainment space with 24 bowling lanes, birthday party rooms, and also an arcade, and it'll have a restaurant, and there's table service provided to the bowling lane. So I think it'll really fill a void that has been missing in the whole Tri-Cities market, really. And we spoke to the folks yesterday, and they plan to break ground and begin construction in the third quarter and plan to be open by next Easter. So we'll look forward to good things happening there. The town center in general, this month compared to this time last year, was up about 5%. The rolling 12-month period, they're up 6%. So while a lot of folks kind of ask me questions about when are they going to do this, when are they going to remodel that, the numbers are still very strong. And so we need to remember that we're very fortunate to have a very strong mall that continues to perform well. In the Old Goodies location at Eaststone Commons, Ashley Furniture has signed a lease and plans to open within 90 days. We also have received word that there's another furniture store that's planning to come to town, and they're hoping to be able to make an announcement real soon. So we had done a retail analysis a few years ago that talked about one of the greatest deficits that we had as far as a retail market was in the furniture area. We were losing sales to neighboring cities, so hopefully this will be able to shore up furniture sales in Kingsport and allow us to take advantage of that sales tax. We have received a lot more development activity recently. We've had more people coming in from outside the region, from the Charlotte area, the Atlanta area. So hopefully the economy is really starting to turn and projects are starting to move. We've even had some pretty exciting concepts of some areas that could be demolished and redeveloped, which would continue a trend that we've set up in the Eastman Road, East Stone Drive area particularly. So that's your quick update from Kingsport blog, and if you'd like to receive this information on a regular basis, you can write to me at Jeff Fleming at kingsporttn.gov, or you can go to kingsportblogger.com or send me a friend request on Facebook. Thank you.